Have you ever found yourself a part of a situation where it left an impact on you, good or bad, and it stirred up something within you? It stirred up an emotion that caused you to continue to dwell on that scenario. Even like in later points in times, it'll come back up, and then that emotion will stir you up again for either good or bad things. Now, in my experience, usually those things are negative, right? It's like that negative emotion, that negative experience wants to come back in and like take over another part of your day. And when we have a situation, it's usually revolving around another person, because it's only other people that cause us to have an emotional response to things. And that's because an emotional response is a spiritual trigger. It's a spiritual experience. And our mind is where our physical reality and our spiritual reality come together. So those conversations that you start to build in your mind, kind of like, say, you send a text message and you're anticipating what that person is going to respond with. We create a scenario within us that isn't real. We're anticipating it. So it's creating what they would respond with, and then how we would respond to their response that they never actually had. But what if I were to tell you that that conversation, that interaction that you're having within your thoughts is actually sin, and you're having a conversation with an evil spirit, and that evil spirit is attached to the emotion that you had about the situation. So if you're angry at a person, and then that anger starts to create dialogue within you about how they would respond if you said ABC, and then they would respond with XYZ, and then you would respond, and back and forth, you're actually entertaining a wicked spirit that is either anger or wrath or jealousy or lust or whatever spirit it is that you're experiencing through your emotions. And that spirit is filling that conversation and standing in the place of that person. They're taking on the identity of that person in your thoughts, and you're actually gossiping with that spirit about whatever you feel about that person. Now, the kingdom of darkness is going to take that as ammunition against you and that person, and they now understand how to defeat you. And then when you go into the conversation with the person in reality, you've already stored up so much emotion towards them that whatever they say, you've already anticipated the worst case situation. And then you're going to end up severing communication and destroying a relationship. And that's why it's sinful to even contemplate these things. But the Lord is always gracious. The Lord will only ever have good conversations. The Lord will only ever lift up and edify another person. So if you're having a conversation that isn't doing this, you need to cast those thoughts, those vain imaginations out, and cling to the word of God to lift that person up, and then go into prayer about it. I hope this encouraged you to sharpen your thoughts and to hold people in high regard. And in Jesus' name, go in peace.